story, The Three Little Pigs. Today we have three witnesses who are going to share their version and perspective. We'll start with you, Alpha. You lived across the street from the Three Little Pigs. Tell us just a bit more, please.
Yeah, got that right. I mean, we all knew them, but I would say that I played with them the most, so all three of them. Sleepovers, birthday parties, the whole package.
Okay, but one day something changed.
Yeah, I can't wait to say goodbye. I was just peeling potatoes or something, and they walked in and started talking about straw and mud and bricks, all really loud and noisy and crying. I'm sorry.
Oh my.
Sorry, let me try to remember. Okay, yes. Jerry was very excited to get going. He thought it was the best day of his life. The idea was they had to move out, leave their mom, go live somewhere else. They couldn't stay at home anymore, at least not for much longer. Harvey and Cameron, they were nervous about it, so they didn't say much at first. We had tea, cookies, talked about their plans and stuff, and well, then we talked about the wolf.
Okay, let's switch to Bravo. Hey Bravo, how are you doing today?
Doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Do you remember Jerry, Harvey and Cameron?
Oh, Harvey was my piano student. I was teaching him piano for 5 years. He was great. Always good with the black keys. Yeah, flats and sharps. And Jerry and Cameron were his brothers, so yeah, I saw them all the time. The others didn't want to learn piano. I remember that.
Okay, so do you remember when they moved out of the village?
Yes, that was quite the drama. I met them in the street. Well, actually, I met Cameron. He told me how he was going to build a house. Crazy. I said, why? Well, he said they couldn't stay at their mom's house anymore. She was kicking them out. Cameron wasn't happy about that. Needed to build a house. Who heard of such a thing? Of course, he didn't know anything about building houses, so he was going to the library and get some books, read up, and so on. He told me about the others, Jerry, Harvey. They were going to use straw, mud? I don't know. It sounded bad to me. Of course, I asked him, what about the wolf?
Yes, we'll get to the wolf, but here is Charlie. What's up, Charlie?
Oh, hey. Happy to be here. So, you want to talk about the pigs?
Yes, I heard you were the medical doctor at the time in the village, so you knew them quite well?
I'm still the doctor around here for sure. Yes, I was even there at their birth. Vaccinations, definitely. All the time of growing up. They were well taken care of course. They were a healthy bunch. I did like them. They were a good bunch. All three of them. Cameron was a bit taller than the others, you know that, right?
Do you know about when they started building houses?
Yes, I couldn't believe my ears. They all came over to say goodbye. Also to get my email address. Since we saw each other in the street all the time, they didn't need my email, but now they said they wanted to stay in touch because they were moving out of the village. Their mother had told them they need to get independence or something. The old house was falling apart. It sounded like a good idea at the time. But then, of course, you know about the wolf.
Yes, okay, so you can see we're going to have an excellent time going over the sequence of events here. Let's talk to Alpha again. So Alpha, Jerry wanted to build a house out of straw, right? Or was it straws?
Yes, straw. I don't know where he got the idea, but Jerry was very excited about it. His mom told them to use bricks, not mud, not straw, not anything flimsy. And someone else said to him, where are you going to find all that straw anyway? And that did throw him off at first, but then he said, straw is everywhere. It's not going to be a problem. And It wasn't. He hadn't even walked that far down the road when we saw a man with a load of straw, and it looked so warm and it smelled so good that Jerry totally forgot about everything his mom had said. "Please, Mr. Man," he said, "may I have enough straw to build a home that will keep me warm through the long winter?" And the man gave him all the straw he wanted and walked on. And we talked about the wolf. That was so shocking when that happened. Everyone was shocked.
What about the wolf?
The big, bad wolf. Well, the house was done in no time. I mean, obviously, house made of straw is like throwing a house in a sheet of paper. Oh my. Well, Jerry thought the house was done. So he walks in, sits down, looks here, looks there. I think he's planning a housewarming party, if I remember correctly. The wolf walks up, knocks on the door, knocks again, and he says, little pig, let me come in."
That's kind of rude.
Definitely rude, right? Yeah, thank you. So the pig answers, "Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down." And the wolf huffs, puffs, blows the house in, and he eats Jerry.
That was not nice. Well, so we did get quite far into the action here. Straw house built, wolf came, blew the house in, ate up Jerry. Let's find out about Harvey. I think Bravo knew more about how Harvey did. Okay, Bravo, can you walk us through what Harvey did, building a house and so forth?
Yes, the mud and leaves idea was, of course, crazy. Who builds a house out of mud and leaves? Well, I guess there's that cob method, but that's not what Harvey was thinking about. Actually, he talked to many of the other pigs who had houses, and none of them could convince him that he was wasting his time. And also, did he know about the wolf? Well, then finally his mother told all of them they must use bricks to build their houses. No straw, no mud. He was, devastated. You could see it. Lasted a few days, but then he walked around the forest just to clear his mind. And when he left the forest, he ran along, and presently he met a man with a great load of leaves. "Oh, kind Mr. Man, please give me some leaves to build me a little house for the winter time," cried Harvey. The man was willing to do this. He gave him all the leaves he wanted, and then he went on his way.
Oh, okay, this sounds like he wanted to do the right thing, but it just didn't last.
Who? The man?
Yes, the man wanted to help out.
Yes, but it was for nothing. See, Harvey took a while to build his house, but it came together. We even visited when it was all shiny and new, looked around all the rooms, at the window, just in the morning, but had to leave soon. Next thing we hear, no more house, no more Harvey either. Because just after we left, along came a wolf and said, little pig, let me in." No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Said the wolf, "Then I'll puff and I'll huff and I'll blow your house in." So he huffed and puffed and he puffed and he huffed and at last blew the house down and ate up the second little pig, Harvey.
Okay, well, that's maybe not that shocking the second time around. How about you, Charlie? What did you know about what happened?
Well, you saw Cameron, did you? Always serious looking and determined, and always a notebook in his pockets, takes notes, always thinking about so many things. Was not always serious stuff, but still concentrated, focus, all that. His mother said, they must use bricks for the construction. He wanted to use paper at first, just quite clueless. Then he did a bit of research and convinced himself that bricks were so much better. Pretty impressive when someone changes their mind because of good reasons and stuff. So, yes, he spent quite a lot of time looking for a suitable source of bricks. I mean, who knows where to get bricks? How do you need bricks from day to day? He looked around quite a lot and got lost in the forest one day. After he managed to get out of the forest, he met a man driving a wagon load of straw, but he did not ask for any of it. He met a man with the load of leaves, but he did not ask for any of it. He met a man with a load of bricks, and then he stopped and begged so prettily for enough bricks to build himself a little house that the man could not refuse him. Cameron took the bricks and built himself a little red house with them. And it was not an easy task either. When it was done, it was not so soft and as the little straw house, and it was not so warm as the little leaf house, but it was a very safe little house, totally ready for the wolf.
So that house was not blown in?
No, when the wolf came, as he did to the other little pigs, and said, little pig, let me come in," Cameron said, No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," said the wolf. Well, he huffed and he puffed, and he huffed and he puffed, and he puffed and he huffed, but he could not blow the house down. When he found that he could not, with all his huffing and puffing, blow the house down, he said, "Oh, well, I think I got to the end of how much I know about this. I think Cameron played a few games with the wolf, meaning the wolf tried to trick him this way and that way, but Cameron was always one step ahead. One step ahead. So Cameron had fun with the wolf that way. But hey, I have to go, sorry. Have other things to do. Catch you another day."
Okay, my dear listeners, well, we got this far. Quite illuminating, isn't it? Who would have thought? Family doctor, piano teacher. Pretty wild,